Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be checking out the release notes for admins for the Spring 23 release. More specifically, we're going to be looking at all the new flow enhancements that are coming out. So starting us off here, the element iteration limit is gone. Now this was a flow specific limit that was triggered when your flow hit 2,000 elements across the flow interview, typically seen with larger loops. And basically Salesforce goes on to explain they put the limit in place to protect orgs from runaway flows, but over time they built a more governor limit awareness into the flow engine. So they feel confident enough to basically lift this limit of 2,000 elements, then it's gone now. The other big enhancement we got here is the easy HTTP callout builder. It's in beta right now. You can now create actions that make calls to external web services from within Flow Builder without any need for code. So this is huge. They actually have screenshots kind of showing it here. You have a new action, you create your HTTP callout beta, and then it walks you kind of through the steps of how to do it. Now they do have a bunch of screen flow improvements going in now, so we'll cover those. So now data table is generally available in Winter 23 release. In Winter 23 was released as a beta version. And so now it's going to be GA. And what this does is ability to preview the data table and columns in the screen builder, improvements to configuration accessibility, updated configuration panel and flow builder to make things easier to understand and set up, support for composite fields like name and address, no need to add each one individually. So there's two new lookup options in Spring 23. First, we have the lookup supported in record fields, dynamic forms for flow. What you would do is you would drag your object's lookup field directly onto your flow screen. It also allows your users to create records from within the flow, and this has been a hotly requested feature that's now available. So once the user creates the record, the lookup will automatically be populated with the new record. Then we also have choice lookup. In addition to radio buttons, checklist groups, and pick list choice components, you can now represent your flow choice options in a lookup format using the new choice lookup component. Saying users have asked for the ability to filter down a collection of records in a lookup based on the action a user takes in their flow. Using a filtered collection choice set, you can now do something like show contacts only from a previously selected account in your flow. That's super cool. I love that this feature is coming in. I think I could have used this before as well. So that I'm looking forward to playing with this. And they have screenshots as well. They also do have a nice little chart here that has the lookup component and then the choice and the lookup dynamic forms for flow and what they can and can't do here. I like this as well. So we now have dynamic forms for flow, multi-select, pick list support. This has been added in Winter 23, but before this release, you would have needed to set up a checkbox group component with a configured pick list choice set. Now all you need to do is drag over the multi-select fields from the Fields tab in your screen editor. That's going to save a lot of time. And as you can see here, we have screenshots as well. Make screen components react to each other with reactive screen components. So this is something that's been long awaited and it's finally coming into beta, which is awesome. So with these reactive screen components, you'll be able to build bigger and more engaging screens by configuring your screen components so that they react to users' actions on the same screen. So it kind of sounds like component visibility, right? If you select a certain option, it displays something else, or you select a third option, it'll display you a completely different option. Previously, for a component to react to changes in another component, you would have to put them into a separate screen or create a large monolithic custom component. For example, you'll now be able to connect a text input and feed the changes in the text input to a custom data table to serve for knowledge articles as user types. So that is awesome. So this is like a no code example of how you could do that. And then down here we have some record trigger flow improvements. Not as many as the screen flow improvements, but we still got some. So process builder migration tool is now available. You probably already know, but we have that tool available to convert workflow rules to flow. And I've used the tool and it works well. So I'm looking forward to being able to do this with process builder as well. We got screenshots on how it looks. And then orchestrator improvements, record triggered orchestration added to the new flow module. So you can see it right here. So now create a new orchestration is now far more discoverable. So it's been there before, but now it's actually up in the core elements versus having to go look for it. And then we have some work guide, mobile support arrives, orchestration as templates, ScreenFlows and Slack goes GA, so generally available. We also have a MuleSoft integration with the new MuleSoft services page and setup. You can now connect directly to any point platform with a single login, then use the connection to discover and register REST APIs for your AnyPoint platform as an external service. This has been added in as well. And we have some other improvements as well. So fuzzy search for individual with search individual action. So this new action allows you to perform a fuzzy search for contact, lead, and individual records and then display those results in something like a data table. From there, you can use those records to relate them to a case, account, or an opportunity. So those are the new updates within the flow section, and the link for this is in the description. I may make another video covering some more of the release notes. There's a lot of enhancements coming out for Spring 23 here soon. So if you haven't already, do the trail mix. They offer it, and you get a special badge for it as well if you complete the trail mix. So I would suggest doing that as well. But if you like this video, make sure to give it a like, hit the subscribe button. I'm putting new Salesforce content out each week. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video.